Hi everyone, it's Marcy Denning here from Stampin' with Marcy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada, and I want to welcome you. Thank you for pressing play on today's video. Today I have an adorable gift box. I'm calling it a large lidded gift box that I created with the Magic in This Night Designer Series paper, the Wrapped in Christmas stamp set. I am using the Friends and Family Are the Truest Gifts of Christmas. I have just masked off that of Christmas because I needed a box that would fit one of these adorable little gnomes. I purchased this from Lola's Gnomes. She is a business based in Arizona that creates these gorgeous little gnomes. So I had purchased a couple of these for my sisters. So I needed a box that would fit them. So that is how I created this box. Okay, so what you are going to need is your Simply Scored. So I'm going to bring that in. And I have a full 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock, and on the 11-inch side you are going to score at 2.5, 5, 7.5, and 10. Then you're going to rotate to your 8.5-inch side, and you're going to score at 1.25 inch. Rotate it and score the other side at 1.25 inch. And this gives you your all of your sides for your box. So we are going to fold and burnish on all of our score lines. Just like this. So to create this box, I just took the little gnome and I measured how long, how wide it was to see exactly how big of a package I needed to come up with. So it's a tight fit, but you could fit anything you want inside of this. So this is going to fold like this. So this is the lid here that it's going to come down like this. So we are going to bring in our paper snips, and we are going to snip on all of these. Score lines here. And then I'm going to come in and just create a little wedge so that it folds. My scissors have a bit of glue on it, so it folds in nicely. So, and no, I am not a numbers person. I am not great at math, and if I can figure this out, I know you can as well. When you just take your score, your Simply Scored, and your ruler, and you figure out exactly the measurements you need, and you just build from there. I always start out on a piece of printer paper that is inexpensive, so I can figure out my exact measurements without wrecking my cardstock. And the Magic in This Night Designer Series paper, although it is a part of the one Halloween suite, it is got the gorgeous black and white rose and floral pattern to it. So just beautiful. All right, so now clean this off. Now I want to show you that when this folds in like this, when you're going to fold your side in, because of folding it in, you can see you've got about 1/4 of an inch right here that is going to overhang. Now you can use your scissors if you are confident with your scissors. However, I brought in my paper trimmer, and I'm just going to fold these corners in, and my 2 flaps here, I folded them in, and I know because this is my thin flap to my lid, I'm just going to come in and measure so that this part here measures 1/4 of an inch, and I am just going to nip that off. So that way my cut line is nice and straight, so that when I fold this in, oh, I've cut too much off. We'll fold it in this way. It's going to measure and fold in better. Oops, these things happen. All right, so we're going to do the same thing here so that it matches. All right, so that one is a bit better. I've just trimmed off a smidge too much off of that, but that's okay. All right, so let's move this out of the way, because I can easily take my scissors and just even up that line as I need to. All right, so we need to put designer series paper on this side, this side, this side. Not this, because this is our bottom. So here are our pieces. So I have cut them so that they are 1/8 of an inch smaller than my box. And look at that gorgeous pattern on the opposite side. Of course, when you do a live video, that is when you have an oops, isn't it? But that is okay. This is handmade, not machine made, so there are slight imperfections. So so the way I cut this piece was that this here goes together so that when it folds over like that, it matches. So all right, because this goes up, we need to have it the opposite, so that it's going to come together like that. All right, so now our next 2 pieces are this here, and then this one will be like that. So when you have a pattern, you have to, more of a directional pattern, you really have to be careful as to how you are adhering your pattern, because you don't want it to be upside down. All right, and doesn't this black rose pattern look gorgeous with the petal pink? So again, because this is going to be the back sitting this way, so we need to have this the opposite direction, like that. Now 3D treat packaging is not my strong suit, but I do like to try and come up with my own designs. So whenever possible. So there we have all of our designer series paper is attached. So now I am going to come in with my Stampin' Seal Plus for my sides here. And you'll notice that this is going to come in, this is going to come up, and this is going to come up. And you will notice that there is a slight gap there, but that's okay. Your designer series paper is going to cover that quite a bit. So the Stampin' Seal Plus is a bit stronger. Oh, I'm off the side there. It's a bit stronger, and I don't have to hold it quite as long as I would for the liquid glue. So that's why I am going to use that. And you want a strong adhesive when you're creating a treat package. Oh, I should do this side too. Get ahead of myself here. All right. So we are going to take and lay it flat, because that is going to make sure that you're getting your sides up properly. And fold that in. And fold that in. Excuse my hands here in the camera view. And then we're going to do the exact same thing on the opposite side. By having it flat, it ensures that it's not going to be wonky. And I don't quite have that. This Plus is pretty strong, and it will rip your cardstock. Okay, so now we've got our side pieces here. So we are going to take the designer series paper, make sure it's the right way, and that covers up that seam on this side. All right, let's flip it over and take our other piece. All right, and this side here. All right, and now what I'm going to do is I am going to angle cut this here so that it matches a bit better. So I'm just going to take right like that, and I need just a hair more. Everything is fixable. And then let's see, this one here. This is the one I did a better job. I didn't go crazy bananas with my trimmer. So we're just gonna take and snip that. Okay, so this part here, I'm just gonna use my liquid glue for the lid. Fold and hold for that to bond together, and then this side here, fold, and hold, and then we have our two side pieces. So we're going to take this and adhere it just like that. Making sure I've got it straight on there. And then our other side. And there we go. And there is our box. You can go in and give that a press once that's all together to make sure that the Seal Plus is really adhered well. So there, okay, so here we have our boxes all together. So next we are going to take our stitched oval. We're going to take our sentiment and we are going to use a bit of washi tape here. So all I want is the top part. So I am going to mask off this bottom part so that all I've got is friends and family are the truest at this point in time. So we are going to ink that up. Always flip it over to make sure you've got good ink coverage. Okay, now pull that washi tape off, set it aside, and I've got a bit of black right there. So now we are going to center this on the stitched oval. I hope I'm centered well. Okay, and then we are going to, I'm just taking a microfiber cloth and I'm wiping that off, and I need to dry it, so I'm just patting it on my pants. Okay, so now we need to mask off the rest of it. So, because we want the gifts word. So we are going to take some washi tape, some more washi tape here, and we're gonna just cover all the areas that we don't want to be inked up. This is very old washi tape that I'm using. And then the of Christmas needs to be masked off as well. So take it, lift it up to make sure that you have completely covered everything you don't want. All I want is gifts. So all right, now peel all of that off, and just the gifts part of the sentiment is there. And I'm going to move this down a bit so that, and I'm going to center it under, kind of in the middle here as best as possible, and try to make sure that I'm just a little bit lower, but not too low. And hold my breath. Stamp down, and lovely. Look at that. Friends and family are the truest gifts. And isn't that the truth? So now we are going to take our, we're going to take our liquid glue and glue this together. Okay, and now I'm going to come in with some dimensionals. And I've cut these down so that, oh, this one's not cut. So let's just nip that in half. There, there, and we've got a little strip here. I like to use all of my dimensionals. Waste not, want not. Okay, so we are now going to center this on the top of the box. And before I stick it down firmly, I'm just going to take and turn it so that I can see, and I think that looks fairly even. So next, I'm going to take some of these beautiful, elegant faceted gems, and I want to put a couple here. And I'm using my Take Your Pick tool to grab one big and one of the smaller ones. So there's our two gems, and the last thing we have to do is take some of this Petal Pink 5/8 of an inch striped organdy ribbon just to add to it. So we're just going to tie a bow. And then I'm going to insert my thumbs. When I've got bigger ribbon, I find if I can insert my thumbs into the loops, and then I can grab the tails and give it a tug. It keeps the loops about the same size, and it enables me to get that tighter in the that knot a bit tighter. So then we're just gonna snip and snip. Oh, it's a little too angled, too short. My goodness, I'm struggling with this bow. Okay, so now we're gonna take a mini glue dot. Oh, it's stuck to my finger. And there we have it. And the last thing I need to do is take this other little adorable gnome, open up my box, and tuck her inside, close the lid, and there I have my gifts for my sisters. Aren't they adorable boxes? And like I showed you, very quick and easy to make. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please visit my blog to get all of the measurements as well as product links. And please use this month's shopping host code when shopping in my online store. If you live in Canada and don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator that you work with, I would love the opportunity to earn your business. Thanks again, and I will see you again next time. Bye for now.